And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final match of the night. It is Fuzzyness versus LilKirbs. And with me in the commentary booth is Unknown Availability, hopping in last second. My man, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, and we have a sad face for LilKirbs, man. Turn that frown upside down. We got a hype match. I'm telling you. So right now we do have the scores as follows. LilKirbs is at the top of the list pretty much, except for the people who just won, of course, with the Beast, but he's got 16 points. He's looking to sweep it out. Got 4 wins in a row, and we have Fuzzyness with 4 points. He does have a win back in the second match, but he wants to stop this losing streak. He doesn't want any more downslide. So what are you expecting to see out of this, Simply?
I'm hoping for a Fuzzyness bop down on LilKirbs, but I also want LilKirbs to, stay at the top because it's kind of heated right now. You have LilKirbs and the Beast duking it out for that top place, and neither of them have dropped a race yet, so the pressure is definitely on. But LilKirbs probably, his strategy, if you haven't seen it, for anyone watching, he is a very heavy skipper. He does not care about skipping one bit. He'll skip 5 times in a row if need be. He's looking for those very short levels. He's extremely technically good at the game. He's got the movement down. He can do the tech at the snap of a finger. So nothing really scares this man. He's sort of a beast.
Sort of. Well, we have a man named Beast, so sort of a beast. You kind of want to be better than the Beast, don't you?
That's true. That is true. That is a good point. Definitely worth pondering on for a while. LilKirbs might just need to evolve.
Yeah, that a Pokemon evolution, if you will. But I will say this: if it's one of those things, you got Fuzzyness who is looking for some redemption here, trying to stop that slow downfall, that downward spiral, so to speak. But with LilKirbs, it's like you want to see him get it because the Beast and Kirbs have to see each other. They're going to play each other. So it's going to be a real hype match when they finally see each other. But we're getting started right now. And immediate skip from Kirbs, and Fuzzyness finds himself in a clear condition level. Now, you cannot get a checkpoint in these levels, so you can kind of trust what that tells you as far as time is concerned. So
Fuzzyness trying to find an opening, but that is way too many hammers per second. Falling down on King Koopa, and Fuzzyness is like, you know what? Nope, I'm good. I am out. LilKirbs still searching for a suitable level. But this is not out of the ordinary for LilKirbs. He will skip as much as he needs to, looking for those short levels. And, this could be very risky. What are your thoughts on this, on unavailability? Fuzzyness presses the pause menu, and there is no world record for this level.
I usually take it as this. You see a level that hasn't been cleared. So you know it's put in expert because of the amount of time it took the creator to clear it. So you take one shot at it. If you die, you're done. Go ahead and take a skip. It's a little bit of a time sink, but it can probably save you even more in the long run, because if you find that it's just maybe the creator just had one trick that he found that he liked and tried to get by, there you go. You got to take a chance. Now, Kirbs did find a clear. He's going to be first on the board. Only taking about a minute to find the level he wanted. There you go. Done.
So you're saying it's worth a shot. Worth at least one go. The college try, Fuzzyness in the lava, floating along for God knows how long that was going to be. And another skip, and we can see he's not too happy with these levels he's been getting. And that can play a huge role. If you let those levels get to you, the future levels you play can be a little bit more shaky as well.
Yeah, and that plays a huge part. You're on a big stage. You know you're going against a very formidable opponent in LilKirbs. You know that stuff like that it hurts. But taking that time to find out if that level was going to be a quick clear, maybe after 20 seconds of finding out that it wasn't going to be a quick clear, skipping might have been worth it. But every once in a while, looking into those no clear levels are not a problem. It's not that big of a deal.
And LilKirbs did not even check the world record for that level. Saw the condition. Fuzzyness drifting down too soon, landing in the swamp, but he's still in on this level. But not the best start here for race 1.
Luckily he's only I can imagine the look on the face coming out, turning around. Do I want to? No, don't.
Yeah, not even giving it an attempt, but LilKirbs, very picky, and look, very short level. Look at the precision. Almost a first try there. Extremely tight to avoid that razor. My goodness, LilKirbs. Oh. But these are the levels that he is looking for. He's looking for these very short, kind of, you know, tricky, like a gimmick type level where it's just the goal is on screen. LilKirbs getting very close, taking some quick deaths though.
And you're going to find those levels in Expert. Expert's full of, like, one screen, quick tech levels, like, hey, this is new in Mario Maker 2, and they play out that way. So you're going to find a lot of them, and they're going to be worth taking the shot. The hitbox on these saws is really small compared to what the actual visual is, especially in SMB1. So, but finding that clear, only taking a couple of lives, doesn't need any lives extra. He'll probably find that in a level down the road.
Yeah, and not too bad. We've got 2 clears in the bank. Fuzzyness finding his first in the swamp. Stayed dedicated. Took him a fair amount of time, but I mean, I guess that was worth it. Gets around.
In the time it took LilKirbs to find levels that he was willing to clear, he got 2. Fuzzyness does have 1 down. He could very easily get a 20-second level right here and have second in the same amount of time.
Ooh, LilKirbs not having it with the Joey, the gust of wind, upside down, just a kind of a mess. YouTube Castle. I'm excited to see this from LilKirbs. 54 seconds and sticking with it. I've actually seen Kirbs skip some levels that are under 1 minute, and I was kind of shocked to see that. Usually, if it's 1 minute, players will be like, yeah, I'm in.
What is that? Did you? Bye, Boom Boom.
Boom Boom zooming up. Fuzzyness riding the wave, just kind of going with the flow, and that is 2 clears. Fuzzyness may just knock LilKirbs down here in race 1. The turnaround. Possible.
That was ridiculous. I love it. I have not seen the Boom Boom, basically Funky Kong ride there.
Okay, LilKirbs holding right pretty much and getting a clear here. 3 in his back pocket. Fuzzyness is going to have to keep it moving. He wants to take this game.
Oh, wow, this is a very, really weird speed run. Oh, no, he needs that. He's going to need that for probably...
Oh, so close. Couldn't have been much further than that. I mean, the timer was counting down.
I can almost guarantee you this timer's not going to be that tight, doing it optimally. Optimally, if I could speak, wow. So we got make 1-5 over on LilKirbs' side. Let's see if he decides to stick with that. Nope. That was a big NO. He said, that is not a level I want to do. You're right. He does skip a lot. But, you know, I can't argue with it. I can't argue with it. He is definitely in the, oh, no, he needs that helmet.
Well, sticking around. I mean, these sort of levels can easily bait you. You lose, before you know it, losing 10, 15 lives, possibly a game over. We'll see how long Fuzzyness sticks at it.
But we do find out that, again, the timer is not tight. So you have 8 seconds, 10 seconds left by the time you're over there, as long as you do it relatively good. You can kind of take your time. You don't really need to run too fast. So.
What up, Vexel Drop? Shouts to everybody watching. Hoping you're enjoying the festivities. Always a blast to commentate these matches and watch how these players deal with, you know, never before seen things. You know, you'll get recurring themes, recurring concepts or ideas, but there's always some sort of twist. LilKirbs getting blasted by the Koopa, the man behind the machine. He takes a capture. That is a keeper. Gonna store it away in the photos.
Now we are getting in dangerous territory here, because he's going down to 7 lives now on this level. But this level is not difficult. This level is something that is very easily clearable if he can just get the button presses, make brain meet fingers. So
unknown availability, roasted Fuzzyness, unable to hit these buttons and running out of lives quickly. LilKirbs with another clear in his back pocket. 4-2-2, looking a lot better than he was a couple minutes ago. And at this rate, Fuzzyness, I mean, this is the sunk cost fallacy in action. right? He has been on this level for so long, lost so many lives. He's like, no, I'm so close. I've got it. But that's kind of how they get you.
This might have been a level that Curbs could have gotten even too, because this is a level that is short, sweet, not long. It's just execution, and sometimes the execution feels off because you're not doing it the way that the creator intended. But as long as he doesn't take a hit from these spikes, he's got it in the bag. You know what? I actually thought the pole was further left. I actually thought it was at the top up there, and I must have missed where it was at, or it like caught up at the last second. That was strange. I don't know. No, it was over there. Okay. My screen looked weird. That was strange. But that does put him down by 1, so we have 3 to 4. LilKirbs is ahead by 1 in this instance, and finding himself in a spin jump excessive level here. Deciding to take damage. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't a decision. He might have had to anyway.
Yeah, it looks like he just needed the right amount of momentum and then had to bounce off that top stack of spinies. But he's back again. He is into it. Let's see how it goes this time around. There we go. A heated battle here happening between Fuzzyness and the Hammer Bro in... What? Do you know the name of that ship? Can somebody please help me out? Commentator still doesn't know the name of enemies and objects.
Clown car.
Clown car. Really?
Yes. Yeah.
And another one, the clown car. Hammer Koopa.
Yeah, it is a Hammer
Deadly
Bro.
combo.
Yeah, Hammer Bro and a clown car. It flies aggressively, and if you put them in one of the fire clown cars, it will also shoot at you too. So you have a very rough setup of it. And the Koopas in this one, if you're used to Mario Maker 1, are a lot different. Now, this is a dangerous territory right here. I need to point out, Fuzzyness has 1 life, and he has a pick-a-path. Deciding to go with the fire car.
The soft lock, he either had to die or just skip. 1 life left, not where you want to be in expert endless mode. And going into worst level design. Let's go, Fuzzyness. Having a great moment.
Oh man, that was the level name said it all. It's just that is the straight call out right there. It's like, oh, you're at 1 life. First level design. Here you go.
And a level that has not been cleared. Fuzzyness deciding to go for it, but this... Oh, close, but the game over from Fuzzyness. And that is a dropped point.
That is mildly terrifying, I must say.
Holding right on LilKirbs side, jumping around. The Kaizo block is here to say hello, though.
That is something, you know, you get to this point in an expert where you're just like, yeah, we're free. We made all these jumps. We're doing really good. Jumping around. Nope. They still do troll levels. They still make those Kaizo blocks.
And a very fun, wavy, curvy tube ride from LilKirbs. Totally tubular, I might add.
Nice shout out to the SMW special levels. Now we have I guess a Flappy Bird inspired level over here on Fuzzyness on his re-up, and he did a fantastic job by putting that giant blaster in the clown car. You can basically jump on it infinitely, and it pushes you forward with every jump. So that ended up working out nicely for him, getting that -1 back. So I think he's at 3 clears with the -1. I don't think the -1 has been added, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. So this is, for those wondering, the course counter, the clear counter. This is basically a beta test drive, and we have noticed that with game overs, it is not tracking them properly. It is meant to, but you know, players capture their games a little bit differently, and it's basically just going off of recognizing pixels and the colors. So we'll look into the cases where the game overs are not being counted and double check and hopefully upgrade it so that it will be working 100% of the time. LilKirbs with another clear. But yes, Fuzzyness sitting at 3. LilKirbs sitting cozily at 6. Fuzzyness with a leap from the claw. Not sure what the plan was there. Landing on a spike. 2 minutes left. It's looking like LilKirbs is going to be taking away race 1.
And yeah, like the I always get weary whenever you're in a level and you get to a point and you see a key door that has nothing but spikes around it. It makes you go, great, death doors. All right, so we've got minute 44. Yeah, that's literally the amount of time you have left. You got to find 20-second levels here.
LilKirbs with an impressive triple jump at the beginning there. Zooming along, second try.
Is that a checkpoint in a speedrun level? So nice of you, level creator.
Appears to be the case. Zooming along, we are powered up. Is that the door? Wow, okay.
Why? Why? I don't understand why. Oh man, sometimes you just have to accept the absurdity of some of these levels.
That's part of what makes it so interesting. 7 clears for LilKirbs. Fuzzyness with another.
Fuzzyness knocking that out. That was a great. I think that was a first try clear on that. That was fantastic.
So looking at race 1, unknown availability, and looking at Fuzzyness and LilKirbs' strategy, what needs to change on Fuzzyness' side in order for him to have a better chance going into race 2 to take it from LilKirbs? What would you say to him?
Be more willing to skip. Understand what your strengths are. Be more willing to skip. That Shelmet level where he had to damage boost over and over again was it took a lot of time. It took a lot of lives, and that put him in danger of basically getting the game over, which kind of sealed the deal. So be willing to skip levels after 3 deaths, even if you see the end. If you see the end and you know you're having trouble, only take a couple of lives. Don't send yourself into that far of a hole. So, but with that being said, that was 0. We have reached the end, and that is a win for LilKirbs. We'll be starting up round number 2 here in just a moment. 15 minutes back on the clock. You know, you asked me that question, and you have done that before. What do you think? What is your thoughts about what Fuzzyness would need to do in order to just overcome this absolutely unstoppable force that is LilKirbs?
Definitely taking a page out of LilKirbs' book. I will have to agree with you. The skipping will need to be a little bit more free, a little more often. That level, just not getting caught up on levels as much. You know, maybe having a limit. You know, like sometimes you go out and you drink and you're like, okay, I can have 5 shots, but if I have more, I'm going to black out, right? So in Mario Maker, you're like, okay, I have 5 deaths and I'm still not done with the level. Maybe I just cut my losses and move on. He just kind of stuck with that one level in particular a little bit too long.
When you see the end, it becomes one of those things that you get stuck on, and I can see both sides of it, but there's something to be said for the folks at the top. You know, you got LilKirbs with an undefeated streak right now, the Beast with an undefeated streak right now. They're willing to take chances on the right levels that have 30 seconds, 40 seconds. LilKirbs even skipped a 53-second level. LilKirbs has a very tight window that he goes by. When I've asked that question to Beast before, his exact response was, I very rarely think about anything over a minute, especially the sooner it gets.
And here we are in race 2. Right away, LilKirbs getting sucked up by some lava, but he's interested. He'll give it a try. Very nice, aesthetically pleasing level on LilKirbs' side. Fuzzyness getting destroyed by these dry bones. A little bit too dry. Might need to get the hand lotion busted out. Revitalize these bones. Get their skin looking a little bit better. Zooming by on LilKirbs side. It's hard to know with these speedrun levels, like how tight you have to be, because some of them are extremely tight, and other ones you can have like 10 seconds spared at the end.
Oh no!
LilKirbs taking the death at the Piranha, not skipping it though. He is still down to get a shot. Learning from his mistakes. Can't be too much more on LilKirbs side. Fuzzyness still looking for a suitable level. Thank you, Clem Money, for the 500 lucky bits. Much appreciated. LilKirbs persevering and making it work out. You know, that was, what, 3 deaths? 3 or 4? And ended up getting his first clear. A little bit longer, but not too shabby. It's the worst when you're just stuck on a level and you can't get the clear. Like, you're like, all right, never mind, I have to leave. I'm not going to be able to get the clear out of here. I'm just going to need to move. Fuzzyness having to patiently wait on these claws. The high tides are coming in.
I saw that that dodge from Fuzzyness earlier where that firebar like literally singed his hair.
Yeah, very, very well done from Fuzzyness there in that lava level. Taking his time, being patient, which, I mean, it can be very hard when you're trying your best. You're like, oh, I need these clears. I need to clear right now. I got to speed run this level. But sometimes the better strategy is to just slow it down and get it on a first try clear as opposed to, you know, getting it more quickly on your second or third try.
And Kirbs finding himself in an airship level, these can be deceptive sometimes, especially with the moving screen. It can take your vision away from you at the worst possible time, and you don't know where to go after that. But making it look easy, going in there and just absolutely wrecking it, that was fantastically done.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Fuzzyness waiting, one of the Goombas surely having the key.
It's a very interesting looking level that Fuzzyness is in.
Yeah, it looks pretty well made. Some cool mechanics being introduced. A lot of on-off, some thwomps. It's getting windy on LilKirbs side.
Oh no!
Oh, wow. Huh. It's a very interesting ending to that. I'm not sure. Okay. Got it. He has to shell jump. I didn't even realize he had a helmet on. Wow.
Another one.
Just literally making that look like a breeze. Just first try, midair, in the wind, jump. Wow.
Making it look like a breeze in the breeze. LilKirbs is only accelerating here in race 2. Already 3 clears to his name now. Fuzzyness making pretty good progress here, however. But if LilKirbs is getting these first try clears, it's going to be extremely hard to catch up. Fuzzyness does find his clear. 32-second level for Kirbs. And going below. Oh, that, yeah. If you say something like that, you're like, those are so hard to know. You're never going to know, okay, is this going to go on, off? And it's like, sometimes the way the level creator made it, it doesn't always sync up. So even if you're doing everything right, you can still get trolled. LilKirbs moving along. Light restricted levels, unknown availability. Thoughts on these levels? Fuzzyness is on right now.
Throw them in the garbage. I hate them. They're awful. Skip first try. I'm not even checking the time. I'm skipping. No.
That's actually what we saw from Kirbs. He skipped a light restricted level without even checking the world record, and they're just usually, if you're gonna have light restricted, you're probably gonna have some garbage. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, if it's not a creator, you know, and that's exactly why you can't see anything. It's like, no, it's just not worth it because you know it's an expert. You know there's been a lot of deaths. You cannot see the actual clears that have been done, but you know for a fact that it's been just one troll after another in there, especially in a lightless level. It's like, wow, it's like they made a...
What is this on Fuzzyness' side? This looks like he can actually clear it. There might be some cheese Not sure if this is the intended route or not, but going to try that again. Definitely looked very possible. And Kirbs cruising along a 4th clear to his name. Nice save from Fuzzyness.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
Okay.
cheese.
Okay.
That's what he saw. I was like, I could not tell what he saw, but there you go.
Big brain maneuvers, getting sent back and forth. Ping pong with the toad on the springs.
You say ping pong, what about pinball, like on Kirbs' side? That's literally what the name of the level was. That's okay. All right, Mario Maker's becoming sentient. They're taking over.
Be careful, I can't hear you. I can see you.
2 minutes. I don't think that's going to be even an option.
Yeah, not even close. 1 minute and under, I think, is the threshold for LilKirbs. Appears to be the case. 52-second from Fuzzyness. Has a cape. Looking for some speed. Might just be able to go flying and avoid everything.
Unless you are a wonderful level creator and you know what you're doing, a cape is probably not your best option. There is so much cheese.
Yeah.
That's
and the anticipation, they knew. They're like, he's just going to go flying. And that's fine because I have a wall and you're going to fall into a pit. But Fuzzyness is still here. He's still down to play the level. Might not go flying this time. Just going to hold right. See what happens.
Using that spin fly mechanic, that's a very useful thing. You can usually keep a lot of momentum there. I'll give the level creator one thing. I wouldn't call it a funny troll, but yeah, make the player pay for thinking they could fly over your level if you planned it out. We got a car level over on LilKirbs' side. Surprised to see him actually using the car.
It always seems like a bad idea. Like, I've never seen anything good happen with the car.
It's so slow to like decide which direction to go with it, and while it does keep momentum extremely well, you're faster on the ground than the car is in general, unless there's obstacles to stop you and slow down your forward momentum.
Yeah, one wrong turn or one early jump and you could be out of a car. And a whole bunch of enemies here from LilKirbs, but powered up with the star. Gonna have to go fast though. Very nice job. I barely saw that spring. Good eye from LilKirbs.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, and he just ran out of the star. And now he's got the Infinite Fire Flower Bowser fight, which is, that's terrific level design.
Infamous.
And a
okay.
simple clear right there. Yeah, usually Infinite Fire Flower Bowser fights are easy stuff. Like, as long as you can press a button fast, you're fine.
Yeah, can chew into your time a bit, but also part of the world record, surely. LilKirbs picking up his 5th clear, but Fuzzyness actually on the cusp. We've got 4 clears. Could realistically catch up, tie it up, but we've seen how fast LilKirbs can run away with the lead.
Yeah, and I see Fuzzyness is kind of taking that idea and, all right, at minute 35, nope, that's too much. Really trying to figure out what speed he needs to go. 26 seconds on LilKirbs' side. That's what you want. That's exactly what you want. LilKirbs' RNG on levels has been pretty solid. He's been getting some really good RNG on some levels.
Ooh, Fuzzyness going with the single jump, no Z jump, and taking a fall, but he's still into it. Also on a short level, 32nd world record. But look at the difference here. LilKirbs, taking his time a bit, waiting it out, thinking, trying to get these on a first try clear. Fuzzyness playing a little bit more dangerously. But in a cloud. Okay, we've got the cloud, ladies and gentlemen. Superpower activated, flying to the clear. Fuzzyness got a smile on his face, definitely happy about that one.
Oh yeah, he's definitely bouncing his chair. He's like, yeah, that was it. I found the cheese. And Kirbs taking a death, deciding to skip. That's actually huge right now. Coming up on 4 minutes, 5-5. It's coming down to the wire.
Is this potentially LilKirbs' first race lost? It's possible. He's got another short one, auto scroller, but 27-second world record. Fuzzyness with a 13-second record. If you can figure this out. Sometimes these really short ones have weird puzzles or blocks hid in a way that is the only way to complete the level. We'll see if Fuzzyness can figure it out.
Yeah, and with the auto scroll, you know, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and roll with it, because if it's short and you know the auto scroll is short, then going with it is not a bad idea. Because then what you can have happen is, if you go through it one time, find out that the auto scroll is taking forever and it's taking longer than you really wanted it to, you can go to the next setup and try to find something early on that takes you to the end. So, all right, and what is going on Fuzzyness' end? This is so weird.
Yeah, Fuzzyness tried to use his big brain and try to break through the wall, but unfortunately it was not the case. And again, the wall blocking him. Oh, the troll path! Fuzzyness with the soft lock, 13-second world record, looking so juicy, but perhaps there's a dev path here. And Alt Insider was bringing that up, how sometimes that can really mess with your perception of a level. You go in, you're like, oh, 13-second world record, but if you do the level the way it's intended, it might end up taking you minutes.
Yeah, troll levels will just, they'll kill you. They'll put you through a ringer and not even realize it. A lot of times pick a path depending on how much time it took. A lot of these clear times are somebody who got it in an expert run and said, I'm not letting this beat me, and they decide to clear it the fastest way possible. Or they get in a viewer level, for instance. Like, that'll happen. You'll have somebody who gets a viewer level, they're like, okay, it's a troll level. Let's find out all your trolls and then get a world record on your level. But it looks like it might be a comment-driven level too. Because it looks like he has options and it has labels on the options.
Doesn't seem like anything's coming to fruition, though, for Fuzzyness. And again, finding himself on one of these levels where he might just have to let it go. Really wants the clear, the juicy 13-second world record. That will bait you. It's like a carrot on a stick.
And
a really tasty carrot.
A minute and a half now, and Kirbs is ahead by 2. So he's got to get this clear and got to get it now in order to be able to get to that next level. It takes about 12 to 15 seconds to get to the next level once you clear one. That's if you clear one right away. What? Last second axe touch from LilKirbs, making that lead 3. So that literally, that's going to seal the deal, because now it's going to come down to Fuzzyness having to clear this.
Pick a pipe. Fuzzyness about to skip before even picking a pipe. And, oh, wow, actually letting him back through the pipe. That's a little unusual. Not exactly a troll path from the creator, but LilKirbs taking race 2 now over Fuzzyness. Had a chance there. There was a glimmer of hope. There was a light at the end of the tunnel.
And in all honesty, this is really where it comes down to that split decision making, where, okay, are you ready to make this decision? Are you ready to decide to give up? Are you ready to go the full mile? Because Kirbs tends to find those levels that let him get clears super fast and break away at the very end. Even if he is tied for 10 minutes, the last 5 minutes he finds 3 or 4 levels with so many skips, it works out in his favor. So there it is, 15 minutes back on the board. We're going into round 3. Even though Kirbs did take this a 2-0 as the best of 3, he gets an extra point. There will be a third round no matter what. So we are going to see round 3 coming up in just a moment.
The final race for the final match of the night. But of course, if you've been enjoying it, we've got Mario Maker action happening all day tomorrow as well. Our Division B League running. We've got Super Mario Odyssey League on Monday, Task Tuesdays, World Record Wednesdays, Mario 64 Thursday, Friday, Celeste Thursday night. It is popping, to say the least.
Oh yeah, plenty of things to quench your thirst for speedruns, without a doubt. And once we get this countdown going, we will start this up. And I think the same thing applies. Fuzziness has got to find those levels that he can clear, get them done quick, and be willing to skip. Using Kirbs' own method against him might actually get that win, because he's been close pretty much both times. The first time was down to just a unfortunate game over, and the second time was down to the fact that Kirbs pulled away with skips.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a pick a pipe level. Like, we could see that from the very beginning with that one level that Fuzziness was caught on in game 2. That should have been a much earlier skip. Fuzziness not sure what to do here, having to kill 2 munchers, but no munchers in sight. LilKirbs, 40 seconds in, first clear, starting off race 3. Very strong. Didn't even get to see the level. He's already done with it.
Wow, yeah, the time it took Fuzziness to clear, or to actually skip that first level, Kirbs found the first level he wanted to clear. So that ends up working out. Now this is a... What is going on over here? It's a looping level. That's interesting. Okay, he's literally got to do a loop over and over again to clear the path to hit the muncher to do the P-switch. That is
sticking with it.
Exciting gameplay, ladies and gentlemen.
Very close, though, about to bust through the wall. Fuzziness getting himself a clear as well, but how close is LilKirbs to getting his second one? And there it is.
What?
Very elegant.
We're gonna make you... Oh man, that was Super Mario Maker 2 NASCAR. Oh man, that was something else. Okay.
Oh, the star working against Fuzziness. You are no longer able to bounce on those thwomps, covering his mouth, realizing what happened, but having to find at least one-up mushroom and getting hit by the star again.
I would have been debated by that too. I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't know that changed.
Is that a change from Mario Maker 1?
Yes, Mario Maker 1, you could still spin jump on thwomps if you had star power. Yeah, it I don't know why they decided to change that. It's there's a couple things they decided to change that were like conscious decisions that Nintendo made. I don't know what the decision making process was. Using damage boost to his advantage. Wow, LilKirbs getting through, getting a third clear. We are on now 1 for Fuzziness and 3 for LilKirbs. That was something else. Wow.
LilKirbs dropping that, or Fuzziness dropping that level, shaking his head. He is done. LilKirbs looking great thus far here in race 3. Really good momentum.
49 seconds. Looks like you have to go find a something to use over there. Oh, yeah. That's a wait for the Galoombas. They'll be coming. Don't worry. You can off screen.
Oh God.
Galoombas on parade.
And the waiting game. Oh, Fuzziness getting caught in the booze. Not happy about that one. Couldn't imagine anyone being happy about that one personally, but he's still in it. He's still here. He's still going to give it a shot. Knows he doesn't need to break that box. But a Kaizo block, and that is the skip. That, if it wasn't a red flag that the box before had all the booze coming out of it, then that is your indicator that it's a skip.
You could do the Feeny method and boo it. Take the time. Just be like, you know what? No, this level deserves a boo.
Unknown availability with the spot-on Feeny impression, bringing it into the booth. Very nice. And LilKirbs on, a classic. Can't touch the ground after you leave the ground. And to be very cautious. And very nicely done. Learning from his mistakes. Second try. Pretty tight closing there at the end, too. Sliding down the wall. But finding it. A fourth clear and definitely on some great pace. Fuzziness trying to launch the shell to open up the clear. But that's a tough shot.
seeing the goal too, that's rough. You're pretty much going to have forward momentum to throw that to hit that block down there. It's a little bit out of the range. But this level has gotten its set up based on the fact that it's kind of playing you wrong. It's doing you wrong because it's punishing you for things that you're taught to do early in the level. Like the first thing it tells you to do is to not hit the on-off block, and the second thing it tells you to do is to hit the on-off block. So it tells you not to do it, and then it wants you to do it. So it's designed to just basically be that way.
Just like that, LilKirbs chopping them away. Fuzzyness still on this level. Should he skip it? I feel like this shot it's pretty tough. Losing lives once again, getting dangerously close into game over territory.
I understand why he doesn't, is what I can say. Because it's there. It's right there. This level is literally just super small. And you don't really have a...
Fuzzyness actually enhancing his brain size, only to get too big, bursting some brain cells in the process, and looks like he just transmutated one side of his brain into a different one, and now the whole brain is in mush. But he's got it. He's finally figured it out, but was it worth it? We're 4 minutes in, 5 minutes in at this point. 2 lives left. And this is the problem with having beef with a level. I mean, yes, you know, you might feel good at the end and be like, yes, I did it. But that's going to be another death. Oh, no.
Fuzzy. It happens. Being, and I'm sure you can also speak on this too, simply because you're a speedrunner. You know, you do this stuff. Being on this stage, having these moments, going through these sections and thinking, okay, yeah, I've got this. And then just suddenly brain to finger functions just shut down. You're like, wait, what was I doing? And you just completely forget. It happens, man. Like, we've all been there. And I'm kind of happy he's being a good sport about it. I love it. Because I've been there, literally laughing just because it's like, okay.
Absolutely. The pressure can add so much to it. LilKirbs. Oh, okay. Creator adding a safety block. Does not want the 50 coin, but another clear. 6 in, 7.5 minutes left. LilKirbs on fire. But Fuzzyness in danger of a game over. Reach for the goal after grabbing at least 1 coin. A huge goal clear for Fuzzyness. Will he take it on? 9. This could be another. Oh, he gets squeezed.
I think that's actually new too. Oh man, because like I think that's a new thing where the sideways springs can actually crush you and kill you in Mario Maker 2. I think Mario Maker 1 it didn't happen that way. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. I just don't remember them doing it. Yeah, and chat's right. Kirbs is on a pace to do some damage to the record that we got going on here. He's on clear number 6. This is his 7th level he's trying to clear. If he clears this, he's basically getting close to clearing a level every minute and 20 seconds or so. That's very, very close to getting the world record. The actual Mario Maker 2 record going. Oh, and he's deciding to get out of here. Deciding to leave that level alone.
Okay, 120 coins. I have seen 120 star speedruns, but we are going to see a 120 coin speedrun. The Lakitus are making it rain from the skies. We got a Yoshi in our hand. Still more coins to collect, though. Playing it safe on the Yoshi. Can't touch the ground once again from LilKirbs. But if anybody's going to figure one of these out, it's going to be LilKirbs. The man is quick. He's got the tact, the agility, very nimble.
Fuzzyness got his clear condition.
Oh, and trying to bounce on that shell. A little bit awkward for Kirbs, but he's still into it. Fuzzyness with a clear.
Oh man, Fuzzyness almost lost his iframes and was sitting in a very bad position. If he'd have hung right a little bit longer, that poisonous mushroom would have actually hit him.
Looks like some beef is brewing up on Kirb's screen. Has been at this one for a while.
This level looks actually pretty good though. I gotta admit, except for that 5 block bucket, I'm not a fan of that. This level ain't bad. This level is precision. He just got Fugu, didn't he?
Yeah, he was in the car too. He just sat in his car, was ready to put on some good tunes and start cruising into the sunset, and then devoured whole. Okay.
Daytona, if you will.
Oh yeah.
Daytona.
Everyone confused. Fuzzyness confused. Gets the clear. Kind of a short and sweet level, to say the least. You just got to not get eaten by the fish, and you're good. But LilKirbs sitting at 7 clears. In a pretty cozy spot.
Troll Xeno. Even in a different language, that does not bode well.
Not at all, but the light perhaps showing up. Fuzzyness has a Yoshi skipping everything, getting a star too, but might have been the bait. Once again, the star might not be your friend in this kind of level. If it's going to take out your thwomp, your only way to get across the level.
Apparently, the oh man, all these blocks. It says troll in the name, Fuzzy.
Yeah, he insists on these levels that are definitely not going to be fair. You know, you're going to run into some dumb things like that. LilKirbs so close, the end in sight, but falling into the lava. Fuzzyness taking his time. There are some Kaizo blocks. Ditching the Yoshi though, not sure about that one.
Oh, never go for the bait.
I mean, perfectly expected for the name of the level. 3 minutes left, and a gigantic raid coming in from Cheese as we close out the night of our Division A League. Welcome everybody. 47 Pog in the chat. I am suspecting that there was maybe a 47 that went on stream. Welcome everybody. We have quite a match. LilKirbs, 8 clears now to his name. Looking to go undefeated in the league. Has not dropped a race yet. There has been some close calls thus far in the match. But LilKirbs holding up. Fuzzyness still on this troll level. We've already gotten trolled multiple times, but he's still into it.
Let's go.
You know, if you're gonna go out with style. just do it. It's okay. I'm on board with this. Fuzzy, make this troll level go away. You got it, man.
He has the power. He can skip, ladies and gentlemen, but Fuzzyness, for whatever reason, is just attracted to the troll level. He is down. He is riding. Trying to...
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. Using the knowledge, making the troll level go down in glory. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I'm sorry. I wanted to see that level beaten. Not skipped, beaten. It needed to go down.
Yeah, they do have unlimited skips, so that was interesting to see Fuzzyness not choosing to skip that one. He does get himself another clear. However, LilKirbs in a very advantageous position. Looks like we got to do some trick shot first try. No scope. Not even double checking. Just letting it rip. And again,
Wow.
quick.
Not even pulling out the protractor for that. Just straight up just sniping.
This one looks a little bit more... Okay, the backwards! Okay, LilKirbs! He's been around the block. That was
That's,
really nice.
that's something else. I love it.
Ooh, jumping just a little bit too early, losing his shot, but thankfully that might be the last one that he needs to do to get this clear. Womp saying hello. We got the ninja graphic flying across the screen. And there it is. 9 clear. Kirbs looking great. Might be able to squeak one more in if he gets a very short level, but might just be a 9 clear race.
Yeah, he was doing bank shots and everything, barely taking any time at all with that. Usually with runners, they see that fire flower, the Super Mario Land flower, and they're like, I don't know about this. And I can't disagree with that because it's such a newer mechanic that it's kind of hard to figure out. But Fuzzyness going ahead and getting one more clear, getting 5 clears. you know, pulling in some clears, the game overs really did Fuzzyness in. They didn't help him at all. They kind of put him in this weird state, and it happens. It happens. Even the best runners sometimes just get a very strange go of it, and I don't think this looks too good for Curves. But with that, timer hits 0, and that is going to be round 3 to Curbs. He does a full-on sweep, staying undefeated, pretty much putting that call out to Beast, saying, "You're undefeated, so am I."
Yeah, the pressure's on. Who will crack? Will either of them crack? LilKirbs and the Beast, both unstoppable forces in Division A thus far. We've got LilKirbs in the call. Congratulations on yet another win, not dropping a single race in the league yet. How you feeling, LilKirbs?
I'm feeling all right. Got the 789 today. My goal was like an 8 average, so I guess I got that. The last one, I actually had really solid RNG. I was probably on pace to get like 13, maybe even 14 at like the halfway mark, but there were a couple levels that just got me, so I wasn't able to pull it out, but still happy with my performance overall.
Yeah, not shabby at all. 789, you know, at first was looking a little bit low, but I mean, honestly, still 7 is a very good score in general for the league. Like, people who are averaging 7 are going to be in the top degree. We've got Fuzzyness now joining us in the call.
I'm using my webcam mic because my microphone's not working on Discord, so enjoy the shit quality. What's up? Dude, I got some hilarious troll levels, and I'm just dying on the last one, for sure. I'm just laughing my ass off.
That's what I want to touch on. So there were some levels that were clearly some troll levels. You had some pick a pipe levels. You had
skipped them, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
like what's going on in your head? Are you thinking about skipping?
And I was like, okay, so it's just like guess right twice and you probably get it. And then it was like guess right 6 times. I was like, really? It was just mostly that. And then the block level at the end with Yoshi, that was free. I was just being greedy. I was just like laughing my ass off. I was just like, oh, I probably would have completed first try. And just like, you know, careful jumps to avoid hitting blocks and stuff, but whatever. I had fun. I still got good points considering getting some funny ass levels on all the races, so that was alright.
Yeah, there were some good moments in there for sure. I mean, you were very close to Curbs, I think, in race 2 and I think race 1, but there was just a couple levels that brought you down severely.
In race 3, that like within the first, I had this one level which took me like 10 lives, and I was like, what is this stupid level, dude? It looks so easy, and I just kept dying on it.
Well, very good. LilKirbs, I do want to pick your brain a little bit on the level picking process. You're obviously a very heavy skipper, and we've seen that since day 1. Has your strategy with skipping changed at all, or are you pretty much, what are you looking for when you're skipping?
Usually I look for garbage levels, poorly named levels, and levels with under a minute clear time, or world record. And then if it's like a speed run, I'll check to see if there's some cheese by looking at the world record. But I don't want to give everything away, but that's the gist of it.
I normally go for things under a minute on me as well. Like 120 tops max, but even then that's kind of bad.
So yeah, I do. Go ahead, Simple. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was done.
I was gonna say, so looking at the future here, on the 28th, the Beast versus LilKirbs. That's when that's happening. That's not to say that the next 2 weeks isn't going to have some hype matches in there at all, but I think everybody is just really looking forward to that, Curbs. Do you have any thoughts about going towards any of these future matches, or is Beast kind of in your sights, or are you looking at anything like that?
I'm hoping that we're both going to be undefeated at that point, and then in the past, when I have raced them, it's always been really close, so I expect the same to happen there. It'll be a good one for sure.
Yeah, that was one of my biggest curiosities right there. And Fuzzyness, I tend to ask this question because I always find this interesting. Coming into this match, what was your plan going up against Curbs? Because, you know, Curbs is a very...
I just came up with marriage. There's no plan. The thing is, I can play this game pretty well. I got good control of Mara. It's just like, whatever. It's just RNG at the end of the day. So, like, I've obviously made poor decisions on like 3 or 4 things, but for the most part, I played well. So it's fine. I'm happy with how I played. There's no real like big plan apart from just use your common sense for the levels that come up.
I completely agree. I think both of you played extremely well. I think other than getting the few troll levels that really did you in, the game overs didn't help, of course. It was close there for a couple of the rounds, and it ended up being that last second run and gun that ended up putting it in. So it was a very, very fun match to commentate and watch.
How many quick levels did Kirbs get? I got like 1 or 2 in each one.
During
pretty
that
sure.
last match, I think I cleared 5 levels in the first 5 minutes. So I got a lot of quick ones, and I got pretty lucky.
Yeah, the last one I game over in like the first 5 minutes because it was just shit after shit. But the first like 2 matches, like I'm sure we both got about the same share of easy levels. So that's probably why it was so close in the first 2.
But they were great matches. It was a great joy to watch and commentate with unknown availability. Shoutouts, of course, to Steve O'Broyle for making all the magic happen behind the scenes. Thank you very much, Fuzzyness and LilKirbs, for the match. Any last words, ladies and gentlemen, before we close out?
Running this, of course, and yeah, don't sleep on me. Unless I'm drunk and I lose the cool kid, but don't sleep on me.
Yeah,
All right.
GG's.
GG's good.
And if y'all are waiting for some more Super Mario Maker 2, tomorrow the first match is going to be Xwater versus IPK at 5 p.m. Eastern. So come back, watch that, and there's going to be plenty of matches for your enjoyment tomorrow. Thank you very much from everybody here at twitch.tv/speedrun.
Peace out, everybody. Have a great night.